Hi everyone, Ben Dolan with Dolan Capital Advisors. Thanks for joining today. We're going to be talking about a topic that has been perplexing investors since 1998 when these accounts were first introduced, and that's the Roth account. We're going to talk about the different types of Roth accounts and when it might make sense to use them. But first, I want to start with a true or false statement. So think about this. Is it true or false that if you make too much money, you can't utilize a Roth account and make contributions to it? The answer is false, and we'll talk a little bit why that is today in this presentation. So in its simplest form, a Roth account is a special type of retirement account that allows you to make after-tax contributions and then invest those contributions in the market, and the growth, whether it's earnings or dividends or interest, is not taxed again. So it grows tax-free into retirement. The most popular type of Roth account is the Roth IRA. A lot of people know about the Roth IRA, but there are very specific rules that come with trying to utilize a Roth IRA. For example, if you're single and you make more than $168,000, you can't contribute to a Roth IRA. If you're married filing jointly and you make more than $252,000, you can't contribute to the Roth IRA. If you come in under those income levels, you can utilize a Roth IRA, but there are contribution limits. So for example, if you are less than 50, you can put $7,500 into a Roth IRA. And if you're above 50, you can put $8,600 into an IRA. You have to have earned income in order to contribute to an IRA. And then withdrawals are going to be tax and penalty free as long as you're taking them out after age 59 and a half and you've had the account for more than 5 years. Roth IRAs are not subject to required minimum distributions like pre-tax accounts are. So there's a special bonus with these accounts in that the government isn't going to force you to take these accounts out in retirement. Now let's go back to the start of my presentation when I asked if it was true or false that if you make too much money, you can't utilize a Roth account. And I said that the answer is false. And that's because in 2006, the Roth was introduced as a component of your retirement plan through your employer. So 401ks, 401as, these types of accounts can have a Roth account associated with them. And there are very different rules for these types of accounts than for a Roth IRA. And the first one, of course, is that there is no income phase out with a Roth 401k, for example. So it doesn't matter if you make $1 million a year and you want to put some money into the Roth component of your 401k, you can do so. Now, there are still contribution limits. So in 2026, the max that you can put into the Roth portion of your 401k is $24,500 unless you are making catch-up contributions. And so for 2026, the catch-up contribution, if you are age 50 to 59 or older than 64, is $7,500. If you are age 60 to 63, you can make a super catch-up contribution of $11,250. And if you make over $150,000 a year, these extra catch-up contributions will automatically go into the Roth portion of your 401k. These contributions are funded as after-tax contributions deducted from your paycheck. And then in retirement, if you so choose, you can roll the Roth portion of your 401k over to a Roth IRA, and the same rules would apply. So now that we've established that there are different types of Roth accounts, let's focus in on whether or not it makes sense to use a Roth. And really, I want to focus on a primary goal here, which is we want to utilize the Roth, whether it's through contributions or some sort of Roth conversion, when your tax rate is at its very lowest. And in order to do that, you have to ask yourself some really important questions, like what is my current marginal tax rate? What's my effective tax rate? When do I plan to retire? When do I plan to start receiving Social Security because Social Security is taxable? At what age do I have required minimum distributions when my income will go up because the government says I have to take my pre-tax dollars and cents out of my accounts? Do I think that tax rates are going to be higher in the future? And am I comfortable paying tax at a certain rate even if I'm wrong about future tax rates? So all these questions will come into play. So, in my experience, having worked with clients for a long time and had a lot of discussions around Roth contributions and conversions, I want to make you all aware of the Roth conversion window, which I think is an optimal time in order to make contributions or conversions to a Roth account. So you may want to wait if you're currently in your working years, you may want to wait on making contributions to a Roth if you are in the highest tax bracket currently, you and your spouse plan to retire in your early 60s, you have ample savings outside of your pre-tax savings to cover your cost of living, and you plan to wait until at least full retirement age or maybe even 70 to claim Social Security income. So, and the reason is that in this scenario, your taxable income is likely to fall significantly when you stop working. So if you're making $500,000 a year and you retire and you're in your early 60s and you don't have any other sources of income, your tax rate is going to fall, providing you with an optimal time to convert dollars and cents from a pre-tax account to a Roth account at a very, very low tax rate. For the last decade, Dolan Capital Advisors has been in the business of helping physicians with their investments and their financial planning, and with the mission of simplifying your finances and reducing your stress. We currently manage over $200 million in assets. We have a fiduciary relationship with all of our clients, and we are a fee-only firm, which means our only source of compensation is our clients. Feel free to reach out to us at info@dolanca.com. Again, info@dolanca.com. Thanks so much for joining.